Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm Rachel Massey, Executive Director of the UNO Alumni Association, and it's wonderful to see so many of you in person again after nearly 2 years. I'd like to introduce you to our MC for the evening, although he needs little introduction. He is a proud UNO alumnus, the 2016 Homer Hit Distinguished Alumnus of the Year, Mr. Mark Romig.
Thank you very much, Rachel. It's good to see everybody. This is like the university center now. It's great to be home. That's right. You can applaud that. I'm really proud to be with all of you this evening to celebrate our university, the University of New Orleans, UNO. And we want to thank the UNO Alumni Association for hosting us tonight in this absolutely stunning venue. It is so wonderful to come together in person for the event this year. Last year was special because we were able to do it like we've been doing the last year and a half or so via Teams, Zoom, or FaceTime, but we want to get together everybody this year and kind of recalibrate and celebrate last year as well as this year. Please join me in thanking our sponsors. You'll see them in our slideshow and in your program. I would also like to thank, of course, the National World War II Museum for hosting us in this impressive venue. Let's give them another round of applause, please. I want to remind everyone that the Distinguished Alumni Gala silent auction is still open. To my far right, there are some wonderful items there, and you can use your cell phones to bid on these unique items until 9:45 p.m. this evening. And also, dinner will be served throughout this program, so continue eating, enjoying your table as we move through the honors that we have for you tonight. And of course, your bids this evening will help raise funds to support our university. Tonight's Distinguished Alumni Gala is a great opportunity to reconnect and to remind ourselves and the community of our university's impact both locally and globally. And certainly we have so much to be proud of. Now, fun fact, the University of New Orleans has more than 75,000 alumni, and more than half of those live in the greater New Orleans area. UNO educates students that become professionals and leaders inside and outside of the state of Louisiana. A glance at the individuals and businesses represented in this room this evening, if you look around, gives you a sense of the impact that we have on our region. And now it is my honor to introduce to you Becky Mackey, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for the National World War II Museum, who also serves as President of the UNO Alumni Association. Becky?
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the University of New Orleans Alumni Association and UNO, welcome to the 2021 Homer L. Hit Distinguished Alumni Gala. Thank you for attending. It's exciting tonight to welcome you to the U.S. Freedom Pavilion again, not just as a fellow alumni, but also as Executive VP for the museum. And I would be very remiss if I didn't thank former UNO Vice Chancellor and historian Nick Mueller for giving me this opportunity to join the team at this great museum. Nick, you were not my UNO professor, but you were my teacher in life, so thank you. You know, as president of the Alumni Association, it's rare that a day goes by that I don't discover another interesting person that I've met or read about that I find out is a UNO alum. They're everywhere in this city. And tonight, I'm really excited for you to get to see the tremendous wealth of talent and leadership of our UNO alumni as we honor all these great people sitting over here tonight. I'd like to share with you a brief video that was produced by the museum's Media Center staff this year. And it's a great tie-in to something that Nick has told me many times, a question that he often has to answer: what can you do with a history degree? One of our most recent hires I'd like to share with you is a UNO grad. She has both a master's and a bachelor's in history from UNO. Her name is Madeline Roach. These are the types of programs you'll see in this video that Maddie will be creating here at the National World War II Museum.
On December 7, 1941, the Japanese military launched a surprise attack on the United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
So why did the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor lead America into World War II?
On the 80th anniversary of the attack, join the National World War II Museum with student reporters from Hawaii and New Orleans to answer this question and learn how the war began. Students will have the opportunity to explore Pearl Harbor, galleries within the National World War II Museum, and World War II sites all around Oahu.
So tune in on December 7th, 80 years after the attack, to hear what our student reporters and museum educators have to share about the path to Pearl Harbor.
So Maddie's interest in history was fostered in high school when she served in the museum's volunteer corps here in 2012. She's now a UNO graduate and an employee at the National World War II Museum. We're UNO proud to have Maddie on board at our museum's Media and Education Center. All right, Mark, on with the show.
Thank you very much, Becky. And now let's take a moment to remind us of why we are all UNO proud. Let's roll the video.
Favorite thing about UNO is definitely the people. I walk around and I see so many familiar faces that I interact with every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is that new friend that I just made yesterday.
It's just small enough that you know most people on campus, but there's still more people to meet.
We have a lot of places to just chill, study, eat, hang. You can go anywhere and meet new people.
My favorite thing about UNO has to be how willing the professors are to help you.
I really wanted a really small campus where I can easily connect with students and my professors, and UNO really had all that for me.
My favorite thing about UNO is the library. It's like a calm, quiet place, but it's also a place to collaborate with your friends.
My favorite thing about UNO would possibly be the baseball games and the basketball games. Those are so much fun to go to.
I would say what brought me to UNO was the small campus size, the small class size, as well as the research opportunities here in the biology department.
What made me decide UNO over other schools that I was looking at was the city around the school and all the other opportunities that I'd have going here.
I went to the open house for UNO and I saw the orientation leaders. They were so friendly, and I like fell in love with the school. And I was like, Mom, I have to come here, and the rest is history.
I am UNO proud because this school has given me the opportunity to fulfill my own potential.
What makes me UNO proud is the connections I've built here.
I'm UNO proud because the university has allowed me to be the person I want to be.
Creo que estoy orgullosa de UNO porque me ha dado la oportunidad de sentirme en casa.
I'm UNO proud because I take pride in not being a traditional student, and I really appreciate the diversity.
I'm really proud of the community we have here and like the atmosphere of just being welcoming and inclusive. It feels like home, so I'm proud of my home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you are UNO proud to be home as well. At this time, it is my honor to introduce to you, many of you know him already. He has been the most active of presidents of our university. Please welcome the president of the University of New Orleans, Dr. John Nicklow.
Thank you so much, Mark. I am so incredibly pleased to be among so many alumni, friends, and supporters tonight, and in 3 dimensions, no less, right? 3 dimensions? I've really missed seeing all of you, and I miss this striking venue that is absolutely bursting with privateer pride tonight. Obviously, a very special evening for the university. The influence of our graduates is profound and pervasive, and it's so important that we take time to honor and celebrate our exceptional alumni, and there are so many. And I hope tonight's event will continue to build shared pride and reinforce the value of our beloved university. As I say to nearly every group that I talk to, New Orleans doesn't work without the University of New Orleans. That's worthy of applause. Now, we've had a great week of activities so far, and certainly more to come, but I'd like to put in a plug for our homecoming games this Saturday, basketball games, and a post-game concert at the Lakefront Arena. At 1 o'clock, our women's team will take, Coach Keyshawn. Our women's team opens up with West Alabama at 1 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock, our men's team opens up play against Crosstown Loyola, which is somewhat new, but opening up the season with a Crosstown game. And to cap it all off, we'll have a concert from the Rebirth Brass Band, so a little celebration afterwards. An event like this just doesn't happen certainly without a lot of hard work and a lot of teamwork. And so I want to thank everybody who had a hand in this and making this gala possible. But I do want to recognize a few special people. I want to recognize our own Rachel Massey, Executive Director of the UNO Alumni Association. And I'll again recognize Becky Mackey, President of our UNO Alumni Association and Executive Vice President of the museum. Dr. Nick Mueller, longtime history professor and administrator and co-founder. Without you, we wouldn't be here, right? I also want to recognize Mr. Tom Kitchen, member of the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors and past recipient of the Homer Hit Distinguished Alumni Award. And of course, Dr. Stacy Nicklow, my rock and the real brains behind this operation, so you know. And I want to recognize all of our sponsors this evening. Thank you for your support. With your help, we've raised almost $200,000 on a goal that was half that size. And that's used to support alumni services, events, and most importantly, student scholarships. And that is literally all attributable to you, so thank you. In spite of new challenges brought on by the pandemic and Hurricane Ida, there is continued excitement at the university this year, and the momentum we have continues to build. This fall's freshman class is the largest class since fall 2009, both in terms of in-state students and out-of-state students. We are, as you know, the only public research university in New Orleans, and our research productivity continues to be on an upward trajectory. We also know that people want to support a winner, and we've had our share of wins over the last few years, and it's helped our fundraising efforts. Last year, we reached our goal of raising $10 million in 1 year, with most of those funds supporting students and their success. We're going to match that again this year, and I realize that's only a few months away, but we're going to match that this calendar year. With your help, I know we will. I mentioned Hurricane Ida, and I want to share just a bit about how I saw you, our university community, reveal its true character after the storm. While the campus itself did avoid major catastrophic or structural damage, many of our students were not so fortunate. Their homes, places of business, children's schools, daycares were damaged or destroyed. And we knew that they needed our help. So shortly after the storm passed, we created the Hurricane Ida Student Support Fund. And we asked students who needed assistance to apply for it by filling out a brief online survey. Literally, within 2 days, more than 1,300 students raised their hands. And they told us they needed help with food, gas, hotel bills, and other essential needs. So we got the word out pretty quickly about the fund to our alumni and friends, and gifts started to trickle in, very slowly at first, small gifts, and then we picked up momentum, and then some bigger gifts. And we reached $130,000 to support students. I was stunned, and that support was incredible. We gave every dollar that we had out to those students, and while the amounts were modest, they were small because we wanted to help as many students as possible. The students let us know how much they supported what we had done. But I want to be clear, that's not my doing, that was not our doing, that's your doing. Our privateers throughout the region and the country pitched in and helped people that they had never met before and that they don't know. And these are really powerful, I think, and awe-inspiring acts. And these kinds of acts of selflessness and compassion are truly among the chief reasons I am so pleased and so proud to lead this fantastic institution and to be your partner. And it's why I'm so optimistic about our future as the University of New Orleans. This institution means so much to so many people. I'd say it's essential. So on behalf of our students, thank you. Thank you for your support. And a final word of gratitude to all of our alumni and supporters. You are our most influential ambassadors for the campus. Your privateer pride and the way you talk about your university in social events, at work, wherever it might be, among your family, are vital to our continued momentum. So I appreciate you more than you could ever know. And I can't wait to see what we're going to accomplish together next. So have a great night and go Privateers.
Hello. As you've heard, the University of New Orleans has much to be proud of, and nothing more so than its graduates. To give us an even more reason to brag about what's happening, the UNO Alumni Association asked each academic college, as well as the Privateer Athletics Department, to select an alumnus or an alumna to be recognized tonight for their accomplishments in their field. I would now ask Alumni Association President Becky Mackey to join me here to honor these individuals with the association's awards. Becky? Dr. Nicola will also join Becky as well. Now, as I call your names, please proceed onto the stage with your dean to receive your award. And once you receive your award, please return to your table. All right, first up, Interim Dean Kenneth Hensel will present the award to the 2021 honoree from the College of Business Administration, Melanie Johnson. Melanie is President and Chief Operating Officer of Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Atlantic City, New Jersey. In her leadership role, Ms. Johnson provides strategic direction as well as oversees daily operations of the property. Born and raised in Lacombe, Louisiana, Melanie is a graduate of the University of New Orleans with a bachelor's degree in accounting and is a certified public accountant. Melanie's gaming and hospitality career spans 25 years, during which she has held key leadership positions at major properties throughout our nation. Ms. Johnson has been with MGM Resorts since 2015, serving previously as President and Chief Operating Officer of MGM National Harbor in Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Johnson. Dean Taskin Kochek will present the College of Engineering Award to this year's honoree, Tony Sibulich. A native New Orleanian, Tony graduated from Holy Cross High School prior to attending the University of New Orleans, where he received a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in 1989. In 1997, he started CNC Marine and Repair to provide general steel repairs on inland barges. Over the years, the company flourished with its facilities spanning over 80 acres with 3,200 linear feet of continuous water frontage along the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway. Never settling for the status quo, Sibulich formed Adriatic Marine in 2006. Now, Adriatic's vessels incorporate newer technologies such as dynamic positioning, machinery automation, and lower emission engines, and provides unparalleled comfort level with its interior design. Today, CNC Marine utilizes the most state-of-the-art equipment in the shipbuilding industry and continually expands its facility and upgrades its equipment to maximize productivity, cost efficiency, and safety. In fact, the company's in-house engineering group developed a fully enclosed blast and paint facility to increase efficiency and to protect our environment. Sibulich relies heavily on CNC Marine's personnel to ensure that his ideas are brought to fruition. Ultimately, the company's biggest asset, he says, is its people. And when hiring, Sibulich routinely relies upon his college alma mater for qualified naval architects and mechanical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Sibulich. Associate Dean Dave Barris will present the award to the honoree for the College of Liberal Arts Education and Human Development, Mr. Jeff Brooks. Jeff combines his budget and appropriations experience, his understanding of financial service matters, and his knowledge of the legislative strategies to represent clients throughout the Gulf South, the firm's major footprint, as well as those in virtually every corner of our nation. Jeff guides clients on issues that arise at the federal level in energy, transportation, public works, budget appropriations, education, and financial services. From his previous service as Chief Counsel and Director of Special Projects for Congressman Richard H. Baker, Jeff knows that positive outcomes often hinge on smart, sound legislative strategy, the patience to wait for the right time to put it into play, and the ability to work closely alongside those with whom he's developed trusting personal relationships. On the leadership front, as the two-term chair of Adams and Reese's Executive Committee, Jeff has learned from and stands on the shoulders of the leaders who came before him throughout the firm's storied past, while always keeping his eye on the future. Jeff recently was elected to the third term as member of the Executive Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Brooks. Dean Stephen Johnson will present the College of Sciences Award to their honoree, Sabrina Farmer. Sabrina is a Vice President of Engineering for the Site Reliability Team at Google. In her role, Sabrina is responsible for the reliability teams for Google's consumer and enterprise products such as Ads, Search, Gmail, Android, Maps, YouTube, and other various product infrastructure systems. Sabrina joined Google in 2005 and has more than 25 years of experience in production engineering. She earned a bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of New Orleans in 1995 and is the founder of the Scholarship for Women in Computer Science at her alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabrina Farmer. Congratulations. And now UNO Athletic Director Tim Duncan will present our 2021 Privateer Athletics Award to honoree Dr. Robin Martin. Robin is the Deputy Director of Strategy, Planning, and Management for the Post-Secondary Success Team at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In her role, Robin provides leadership and oversight of a $123 million strategic fund designed to transform colleges and universities across our nation. Prior to joining the foundation, Dr. Martin served the University of Cincinnati in a wide range of leadership roles. She earned her Bachelor of Arts and Master of Education degrees from the University of New Orleans in 1994 and 1996, respectively, and played for the Lady Privateers from 1989 to 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Robin Martin. What a fantastic group of talent representing the university. Let's give them one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I know all of you are so proud to be associated with them. The Homer L. Hitt Distinguished Alumni Award is the UNO Alumni Association's highest honor. Each year, the Homer L. Hitt Distinguished Alumni Award recipient is chosen by a committee of past recipients, many of whom are here with us tonight. In fact, please stand and be recognized if you are a past recipient of the Homer L. Hitt Distinguished Alumni Award. Please stand. Thank you for being here. This award honors alumni who distinguish themselves in their field to reflect honor upon our university, who provide service to their communities and the university, and who are recognized for outstanding accomplishments and are a credit to the University of New Orleans. In recent years, we have had the opportunity to honor distinguished young alumni for their outstanding achievements. The UNO Alumni Association is proud to announce the naming of our distinguished Young Alumni of the Year Award in honor of UNO alumna Norma Jane Sabiston, class of 1979. Norma Jane, a force in local, state, and national politics for more than 30 years, truly made the most of her UNO political science degree. She was a political strategist, mentor, consultant, managing the campaigns of many Democrats, including Mary Landrieu's U.S. Senate races. She later served as Landrieu's devoted chief of staff. She also worked with many nonprofit, government, and business clients as a strategist and lobbyist. Norma Jane remained dedicated to UNO throughout her entire life. She served as president of the UNO Alumni Association and was an active member of numerous UNO advisory boards. Norma Jane was honored as Distinguished Alumna of the College of Liberal Arts in 2001. Tonight we have Norma Jane's sister with us tonight, Dottie Boletto. She's in the house. Dottie, if you'd please stand and just let us say hello to you tonight. Thank you for being here. We'd like to thank Dottie especially for her part in naming this award, as well as her fundraising efforts in Norma Jane's honor. We are thrilled to announce that $30,000 in funds have been raised for an Alumni Association scholarship in Norma Jane's name. In addition, proceeds from tonight's gala and auction will be used to contribute to the Norma Jane Sabiston Scholarship Fund. Now, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, our 2020 gala had to be held virtually due to COVID. But we have with us both the 2020 and the 2021 distinguished alumni to be recognized in person this year. Now I would like to present the 2020 Norma Jane Sabiston Distinguished Alumna Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheba Turk. Sheba, who earned a bachelor's degree in English from UNO in 2011, is co-anchor of WWL-TV's Eyewitness Morning News. She is the author of the book, Off Air, My Journey to the Anchor Desk. The inspirational story lets readers in on how she worked her way from behind the scenes to the anchor desk in the span of just about 2 years, pushing through financial challenges and self-doubt. Sheba is a former scholar with the Soledad O'Brien's Powerful Foundation, and she serves as a mentor in that organization. Sheba is passionate about helping other people, especially young women, reach their potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheba Turk. And now for the 2021 Norma Jane Sabiston Distinguished Alumna, Young Alumna Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lacey Merrick Conway. A New Orleans native, Lacey is the president and chief executive officer of Latter & Bloom. Founded in 1916, Latter & Bloom is a family-owned and operated real estate company with over 3,700 real estate agents in 36 offices spanning across Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and Texas. For decades, Latter & Bloom has built a trusted, family-centric brand that has contributed to its long-lasting success. In January of 2020, Conway was appointed as CEO of Latter & Bloom, succeeding her father, Bob Merrick, who had served in this position since 1986. Before being appointed as CEO, Conway served as the executive vice president of Latter & Bloom and had been with the company for over 15 years in residential real estate sales and broker management. As the CEO of the leading real estate company in the Gulf South, ranked 19th in the nation, Conway oversees all company operations, strategic planning, and general management of the firm. Conway's expertise and knowledge will continue to build upon Latter & Bloom's prevailing history of excellence in the future of real estate today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. Conway holds a Master of Business Administration degree from the University of New Orleans, a Bachelor's of Science degree from Boston University, and a Certified Commercial Investment Member designation. Ladies and gentlemen, Lacey Merrick Conway. Our 2020 Homer L. Hitt Distinguished Alumni Award winner, Timothy Adams, could not be with us tonight, but we'd like to recognize his contributions and accomplishments. In November of 2019, Mayor Adams took office as Bowie, Maryland's first black mayor. He is president and CEO of Systems Application and Technologies Incorporated, a company he founded in 1989. SATEC is a professional services firm with origins in the high technology and technical support areas of the defense industry. The Maryland-based firm employs more than 500 people in 20 locations. In addition to advocating for the interests of small business, Mayor Adams is involved in issues affecting people with disabilities. His volunteer and philanthropic activities also focuses on the armed forces and college success for minority students. He is a major supporter of Momentum, UNO's Black Male Retention Initiative. Mayor Adams holds a Master of Business Administration from the University of New Orleans. Now let's look at the video.
Hello, my name is Timothy Adams, and I'm the founder, president, and CEO of Systems Application and Technologies. You know, I was proud to receive my MBA from the University of New Orleans in 1986. You know, I am so sorry that I can't be with you this year in person, but I'd like to extend my heartfelt and sincere appreciation for all of the winners today, because you go out and show just what at UNO degree and education can do, not only for yourselves, but for our nation. You know, for myself, I am so proud that every day, hundreds and hundreds of men and women get up and put on that SATEC badge and go out and do national defense and national security, because we support the warfighter. You know, I hope that everyone there remains safe. I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to those young people in the Momentum program, which I feel so strongly about, but also know that I'm currently running for comptroller for the state of Maryland, which is the chief fiscal officer by the Constitution. And the reason I bring that up is that's only because of the foundation and the integrity and the wherewithal that I learned at my years at the University of New Orleans. So thank you all. Go Privateers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Tim Adams, SATEC, and Mayor of Bowie, Maryland. Last, but certainly not least, let us welcome this year's honoree, the 37th recipient of the Homer L. Hitt Distinguished Alumni Award, David Gallo. Graduating from Brother Martin High School and then the University of New Orleans in 1981, David is the CEO of Gallo Mechanical, LLC, a family-owned mechanical construction business started in New Orleans in 1945. Under David's leadership and direction, Gallo Mechanical has grown to become one of the largest mechanical construction companies in the southeastern United States, with offices in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Pensacola, Florida, and Charlotte and Raleigh, North Carolina. David is actively involved in supporting the UNO and Greater New Orleans communities. He is a board member of the UNO Research and Technology Foundation and was recently elected chairman. He is also a member of the UNO Campaign Committee. In addition, David currently serves on the board of directors of New Orleans and Company and the executive committee of the Business Council of New Orleans, and he is chairman of the board of directors of the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Louisiana and of Brother Martin High School. You can applaud for that, for sure. David is the immediate past chairman of the board of the 4Kids Foundation, a local nonprofit organization that produces the Zurich Classic PGA Tour event and contributes the proceeds to local children's charities. David is also an emeritus member of the board of directors of Magnolia Community Services, a local nonprofit that offers support and services to adults with developmental disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, David Gallo. Congratulations, David, and for all of your hard work and dedication to the University of New Orleans. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very special portion of our evening. Continue your meals. For the first time ever, we're going to be hosting a live fireside chat with our honorees from 2020 and 2021. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Looking good. Looking good.
Hey, Mark, why do Sheba's going to blow me away. So could you try to help me with some questions?
Yes.
I'm off duty right now. We're all. It's
I know,
fair game.
Sheba, you don't go back on duty until tomorrow morning, right?
That is true.
But
very
what time
early.
do you have to get up in the morning?
I wake up at 2:50 every morning.
2:15? You might just want to stay up tonight.
I go live at either 4:30 or 5 in the morning.
All right.
Every morning.
We love watching you on TV. All right. One more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our honorees. I've got a question to ask each one of you, and then I have some specific questions, and we'll keep it moving that way. All of you have had, obviously, a wonderful educational experience at the University of New Orleans, but to each of you, describe the most formative or most memorable moment of being on that campus while you were there. David, why don't you start?
So this is terrible. I wasn't that good of a student. So, and John would I was actually participated in the National Flag Football Championship where we got a UNO, became the national champion in 1979. So we won a college national championship in football. It was flag football, but it was a good memory.
And you played for the university's team, or was it a fraternity team?
It was a university fraternity team. It was a fraternity. I think did you belong to that?
Was it Tau Kappa Epsilon?
It was Tau Kappa. That's right.
Very good.
Yeah.
I love it. This is what Brother Martin High School people do. We talk about our fraternities all the time. Lacey, what about you?
I would say, just as what we heard in the videos, which was so nice, is that the campus is so overwhelmingly welcoming. The friendships that you make in the classes, I can say quite a few of the people that I met in the classes, we are still friends today, and watching them blossom and grow in their careers is just a wonderful thing. So I would have to just comment on just the people that UNO attracts and the friendships that are made.
Very good. I totally agree. You met some lifelong friendships at the university. Sheba?
I remember just so many amazing professors, and one who particularly shaped my life, but I'll talk about her in a later question. My favorite probably memory is getting caught in Spanish class. I was ahead in my work one time, and so I loved to read, so I hid a novel inside the Spanish book so that he wouldn't know I was reading. I got caught, but he bought me the sequel to the book. What? Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
That's a good one. Excellent. Dave and Lacey, both of y'all have businesses that had to go through the pandemic. What's one thing that you had to do to adapt at your organizations, your two organizations? Lacey, you want to start?
We, being in the real estate business, I think every business had to do a very quick pivot once COVID hit. We have been very fortunate in the real estate industry that we had tools that agents could basically work from anywhere. Technologies that were already in place, we really just had to grab on and make sure that we were using them to the fullest. Making sure we had the ability to do virtual tours, virtual closings, making it as easy as possible for our world to continue and meet the needs of so many people that felt that COVID put this complete change on the way you looked at home. So COVID has been quite an interesting situation for us in the real estate world because it's been such a focal point. But I have to commend, our company, employees, agents, everybody for really digging in and saying, we're going to do this and we're going to make it work. So yes, and still adapting some of those changes and all really for the betterment of the transaction and making, making these deals work.
Thank you. David?
So being in construction, I remember the leadership team got together and we were, the biggest concern we had was would we be shut down, and then construction was actually, we were allowed to work by the governor and the mayor, and so our focus immediately went on the safety of our employees. So it was I was relieved. In fact, my wife will tell you the fact that we didn't have to shut down, she said I was a much happier person, but having our employees going to work every day during the height of the pandemic, and the people creating ways, and I'll give you a couple examples. We didn't allow the workers, men or women, to carpool anymore. We didn't want them together. So different tactics we took to make sure our workforce stayed safe was our biggest focus, and it really worked out for us. And I'm just glad we were able to work and continue through the pandemic.
Thank you very much for that. Sheba, what was the inspiration behind the book?
The inspiration behind the book was that I got into TV news and everyone thought my life was absolutely fabulous. In some ways it is. There was a lot of the story though that people didn't know. I came to the University of New Orleans halfway through my college career after dropping out of NYU, and when I started meeting other young girls who were interested in being in TV news, they were shocked to hear that I didn't expect to be where I was just a few years later after, struggling really financially to finish college and then not knowing what I wanted to do until I met a professor at the University of New Orleans who told me I should turn my love of writing into broadcast journalism. And so I really wanted to write something that other young girls could use as a guidebook for the next few years of their life.
It's interesting to watch you and to see your growth in television. Certainly there are other markets coming after you, but you're here, you're in New Orleans. What drives you to stay here? Because I'm sure we could see you in New York or Los Angeles or some other city.
Well, thank you for saying that. I'm going to hire you as my agent. New Orleans, though, is home. I mean, I'm from here. I grew up in the 7th Ward. My mom and my brother are here tonight. My family's here. It is special doing news here because it is my home. I'm communicating to my family, to my friends. I hear their mouths if they don't like something I said, right? So it makes it a very special experience, and I'm very grateful to be in a position to be a storyteller in our city. And we have so many great stories, so much great culture. It's just more exciting here. It is for me.
Very good. Lacey and David, you come from organizations that are family brands. How do you maintain the consistency? Your father, obviously, Lacey, just a leader in the community for so many years, and David, your father as well. How do you ensure that excellence continues?
Goodness, and I would say, it feels like a family business. It's its own form of child abuse. It's such a wonderful I love my dad so much. He's here tonight, and it's really been, I say, an honor of a lifetime. It's a daunting task to think about stepping in the shoes of such an adored, successful leader in the community, and I just have to say that it's been welcoming, that I've had a decent runway to get comfortable, to ask the questions. He's been very generous handing over the reins and letting me make the mistakes, but we are so committed to the culture of the company. It really is all about the people. We have wonderful managers. Even though our footprint is pretty far, we've got a company in Houston, all throughout Louisiana, and into southern Mississippi. We're happy with what we have. The center can hold. We just had a wonderful event, a get-together. So nice to see people face-to-face again. It's effort, but it's worth it, and I think we're holding it together well.
So first of all, I want to compliment, we have the second generation, the third generation, and all the members of the fourth generation in attendance tonight of our company. So that's awesome. Appreciate y'all being here.
And Lacey, your dad's here as well, right? That's right.
He is, yes.
So, I think family and all of my family, it's you're never alone. That's good and bad. And they all know what I'm talking about. But, I'll tell you one thing that we learned that's kind of like Lacey. So the founder of our company, which was my grandfather, he had a culture where the owner served the company, meaning that he was the last guy at the end of the table. When you fed the entire company, he would take his meal, and I think that's what we've created, and it's helped us create a bigger company. And so I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of the generations we've created. So it's all good.
Excellent. And I do recognize the Gallo family and your family, Lacey, Bob Merrick here, and we thank them for supporting y'all in such a very strong way tonight. So Sheba, little girl comes up to you and says, please tell me what I should do. How should I maneuver this world that I'm living in? What would you say to that young lady?
Sleep now, right? Because that's going to end really, really, really soon. But no, simple things. I think pay attention to things that you were really interested in. For me, I never would have considered going into broadcast journalism. Was never on my radar. I wanted to be a writer. And then eventually I thought, well, I need a check, so I can't just sit home and write, so I'll be a news writer. And then I had a professor at the University of New Orleans who was like, I actually think you would thrive in broadcast journalism. So I think pay attention to your interests, because I started to go to med school because I just didn't know what to do with my love of writing. I had never seen it as an avenue that would lead to a career. So pay attention to where you're interested to is what I always tell young people.
Thank you. Lacey, real estate market in New Orleans, how would you assess it at this very moment? And
Wow.
any advice for first-time home buyers?
Let me start with that last question, because real estate has been moving at such a fast pace that my advice for first-time home buyers would be hang in there. It is going to be okay. You know, seek the guidance of a qualified realtor. You know, everything has been moving so fast, and I feel like for first-time home buyers, that price range, you get a lot of cash offers, multiple offers. It can be very daunting to enter that market. I think the preparation, setting expectations, and being prepared, you know, knowing your loan approval rates, knowing what you're getting into, because it's all such a wonderful thing, but having that guidance beforehand is huge.
Very good, thank you. David, your company was instrumental in bringing back the Superdome after Katrina. I've got to ask you, when you walk into the Superdome nowadays and you look around at all the mechanical equipment, does it make you wonder how this operates?
Yeah, so
You should know how it operates, right?
Nobody cares about us, but they care about feeling comfortable in their seat. In fact, the seat you're sitting in today, we provided the air conditioning for. Most people don't know that, but the Superdome, though, is it's just part of our company culture. In 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit and the Superdome was wiped out, we were awarded the contract to rebuild it, and it just gave our company such momentum. It was unbelievable how everybody that worked there was so excited. And I'll tell you, and Sheba, you're too young to remember most of my stories, but the greatest day of my life, and my kids are all here, so September 25th, 2006. It's a very memorial day. The Superdome opened. The Atlanta Falcons were here. Well, I got to eat lunch with the governor at the 50-yard line with a couple of key Saints executives because we were instrumental in the work. After that, I got to go to the game, and then U2 set up right in front of my seats. And my son and I were sitting there, and I had all of my children there. He was mad at me because I wouldn't stand up, but my seat I was right there in front of him, and he couldn't believe that I wouldn't. But I saw U2, which is one of my favorite bands, and then the Saints won. But bigger than that, the pride that our company got for that is really kept us till today. And it's just been one of those things that I'm very, very proud of and I'll always remember. I did go on, Sheba, I was on CNN the day after. They did an interview. I was. Go look it up. It's terrible.
I'm going to look it up, David. I promise. I will watch it
I would be
tomorrow.
remiss if I did not mention that Sheba is here with her mother and her brother. So thank you all for being with us tonight as well. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to ask each of you to give one piece of advice to our audience this evening, whatever comes to mind. Just one piece of advice that they should leave with tonight. Sheba, you start.
Always be appreciative, I think, of the phenomenal people in your life. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for my amazing family, my mother and my brother, and my UNO professor, who I have to mention, Kim Bondi, who even is my mentor to this day. Yes. A phenomenal human being who took me under her wing when I came to UNO and had no idea what to do with my life, and who is also a distinguished alumni winner.
Well, now that I have the mic, again, thank you guys. I mean, this has been such a wonderful night, and I appreciate this honor so much. I would say, at the moment, just looking for the good. I feel like as New Orleans residents, there's been a lot to get upset about. You know, we've got, you know, Ida, that was this huge punch in the gut, and I think everybody's a bit down with, you know, just the trash in the city and things that aren't working. And I feel like, I know we're such a resilient group that I know you got to dig down and be excited about things, but let's just look for the good.
Thank you, Lacey. David, you want to bring this home for us?
Yeah, so I'm very, very fortunate. I have a wonderful mom and dad who are here. I have a tremendous family, 5 brothers and sisters. I have 3 children, have a wonderful wife of almost 40 years. You know, when you have that type of surroundings and when you have that type of love in your life, it's your obligation to go out and help other people. And I think that's for whatever reason, I get up every morning thinking that what I have, there's plenty of people that didn't have that. I got tremendous friends, by the way, out there too. I want to tell them all hello too. But at the end of the day, when you're given those gifts you need to share with people who don't have those gifts. So that's what I think about.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2020 and 2021 honorees. Thank you so very much. This was so enjoyable. It was a pleasure. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the evening continues. The silent auction remains open. We need you to bid high and bid often. There are a lot of items that still have some really great prices available there. And we'd like to give special thanks tonight to the musicians that were with us, students of the UNO Jazz Studies program, for providing tonight's entertainment. Let's give them a round of applause. Everyone, please continue enjoying the great company, the great food, and the great drinks. And don't get outbid, please. The silent auction is going to be open till 9:45 p.m. Thank you, and we'll see you tonight.